You for being patient. I appreciate that. I know we started the actual live stream on time, but I do realize that I've had you in a holding pattern here, and I appreciate you being patient with that. I was waiting on payment to come in for the Celtics in Prizm Basketball, and it has not come in. So, yeah, I can't really break that without the Celtics being sold. So if anybody is interested in the Boston Celtics for the Prizm Basketball break, please let me know. And we got to figure that out before that product breaks. I think that last bid amount was $162.50 or something along those lines. So that is the price we would be looking at. And yeah, so hopefully we can get that sold before the break starts, because that's a big one to be on the hook for. So I would rather not be. And that's kind of one of the reasons I was waiting, and the guy still didn't get the payment in. So there you go. Here's what we're looking at. Of course, this is upcoming for this week, what we're opening Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You guys have asked in the past that about what opens each night, and a lot of times I can't remember, so starting to do this. Lots more memorabilia, autographed football jerseys and baseballs, and more Absolute Basketball, Contenders football, Black Gold, Valiant baseball, all kinds of stuff. Then that brings us to this, which I hope is going to break tomorrow. This is a 32-box, 4-inner case break of 2017-18 totally certified basketball. This, of course, is fixed price teams, and shipping is included in that price. And anything that still has a price next to it is available. Everything, obviously, that says sold is not. The Pistons are pending, so there is a price there, but there's an offer out on eBay, and hopefully that's going to get sold. The rest of those that are there, if you're interested in one, please let me know by way of chat or by way of eBay messages, or send an offer on eBay. They're all listed, buy it now or best offer. I'm hoping that this is going to break tomorrow. That's really what I want to do, but I got to get rid of the rest of those teams. So tonight we're going to be opening a mini football helmet, a 2017 Leaf autograph mini football helmet. We'll be opening an autographed football jersey, then a case of Absolute Basketball, and then a half case of Prizm Basketball. And once again, of course, I've got the Celtics sitting out there where the bidder has not paid. The last bid amount was $162.50, so we'd be looking for something in that range, the $160 or something like that. And of course, yeah, so that's the deal. This is one box of 2017 Leaf autographed mini football helmet. This is break number 14. Our eBay end date was tonight, the 5th. Our live stream schedule also tonight, the 5th. Once again, thank you for your patience while I was waiting, hoping that payment was going to come in, and hoping that we weren't stuck. But yet, there you go. Sometimes we end up stuck. You're going to see the background go out of focus here, guys. I take it off of autofocus and I adjust it so that we can look at things a little more closely, and we don't have to worry about all that zooming in and out. So that was intentional. It's not your eyesight. I did it. I did it on purpose. And in chat here, I see we've had Hi Bryce and Clash Brothers and Fly Eagles Fly and Steven. And CJ is asking about the price on the Celtics. That last bid amount for the Celtics and Prizm was $162.50, so I would be looking to get basically the underbid amount of $160. And Mike Vowels, that answers your question too, I think. And then Jason is offering $150 versus $160. So when we get to the Prizm break, Jason, if it hasn't been paid by the original bidder by then, and no one else has bought it at $160 by then we'll look at your $150. So that's how we'll handle that. Andre Reed for the Buffalo Bills is our autographed mini helmet. And there's your little Leaf COA inside of there, and a cool little mini helmet. I love these things. They're so much fun. Shipping, guys, on the mini helmet and the jersey. Both of those are free shipping, and free shipping stuff goes out once every 5 days on average. Paid breaks, which is Prizm and Absolute, those are on a different shipping schedule. So we'll talk about that when we get to it. So this is talking about just the jersey and the helmet. This is one 2017 Game Day Greats autographed football jersey. This is break number 3. It also ended tonight, January 5th, and live streaming tonight, January 5th. And for some reason, all my stuff is really small right there. I don't know what happened there. Let's try and fix that. I don't know why it's so... Why is it so tiny? Still looks small, doesn't it? Maybe it's the... I don't know. Well, anyway, that's better. That's better. Okay, so there, you see one team in there that says no bids buyback. That's just an unsold team, so if anything comes out for that team, it stays here with me. Otherwise, it goes out to one of you. And obviously, on the mini helmet break and on this jersey break, we have 32 teams. We've only got one autographed item coming out of here. So if you are not the team that pulls the item, please refer to the description on eBay that tells you what you get if you don't pull anything. In other words, you are still entitled to get a signed index card or a random trading card or something like that. It normally would ship with your next package. It can ship sooner, but please, please look at all those details on the listing. It explains it pretty thoroughly, and you know, I want to get into a whole bunch of negative feedback and cases being opened and stuff like that. So please just review that, and then you can let me know what you want to do from there. So we have a nice hit here for the Texans with the Jadeveon Clowney autographed jersey. So yay, Texans. And there's your card that goes with it. And of course you saw there's this other little Tristar COA thing in there as well. So the Texans with our autographed jersey. I'm going to put this card, guys, down in that plastic as well. So both that little kind of, not really index size, kind of like a dollar bill size Tristar COA will be in the plastic with the jersey, as well as that bigger card there that said Game Day Greats. So that takes care of both of those. Now we're going to be rolling into basketball, and we got a lot of basketball tonight. First up will be some 2017-18 Panini Absolute Basketball. This is a full case break, and it is break number 4. Once again, it ended, of course, tonight, the 5th, and yeah, we're breaking it tonight. That's usually what we do. Sorry, I'm just getting something open there so I can get that eBay page up. I got to make sure about that other payment before we resell it in a minute. So once again, team names are on the left, winning bidders across from it on the right, and for some reason they're all really small on that one too. I think I must have just forgot to change the size on the spreadsheet or something. I don't know what I did, but anyway, you can see it in there. And there is one team unsold here as well that is designated as no bid buyback. That would be the Washington Wizards. And in case you don't know it, Absolute's reconfigured this year. I'd say most of you probably do. Many of you have probably by now done a break with this. If not with me, with someone else. And they got rid of all the base cards, basically. There is still a base card set, so they didn't entirely get rid of them. But what they did do is put them in one-touch magnetic cases, and they are uncirculated, quote-unquote, cards. And there's only 2 per master box. There'll be 1 veteran and 1 rookie in each master box. And that's it. Then everything else in there is a hit, either an autograph or a memorabilia hit. We will have a case hit somewhere along the way, and that will be good for, it's a redemption for a glass card, a glass trading card. that's like an etched crystal kind of thing. And I am just trying to get myself set up here. Sorry. It really throws everything out of whack when people don't do what they should do and when they don't pay for their items and all that stuff. It really just kind of makes everything a pain in the rear. And when they are... Why will this not come up? Good grief. Sorry, guys. For some reason, eBay is acting really stupid and will not show me what I need to see about about that order. eBay is really not at all cooperating with me tonight. There we go. Now I think I have it down. So yeah, when they're lower priced, I kind of let them ride a lot of times, and often I end up losing the money on it. I let one ride for $60-something the other night on Contenders football, and thought, you know, the person had a little feedback history. I hadn't dealt with them before, but they look like they might be okay. And of course not. They stiffed me for $60-something, and then somebody else popped me for another 50 or 60 combined on several bids. So I'm trying to do a little better in 2018 and not let as much stuff ride if people don't pay for it and I don't know them and they haven't made any attempt to pay it or contact me. I'm just kind of selling it and moving on. Because, you know, a lot of this stuff sells at a loss anyway. For example, this Absolute Basketball tonight, I paid more for it than you guys paid for it. And then that's not even counting, of course, the fees that I'll be paying eBay and PayPal. So it's hard enough when people do actually pay you, much less when they decide not to. But that's all right, because we're going to find some good hits tonight, and it's going to make me happy, and it's going to make you happy, and it's going to be worth the wait. That's how I feel about it. But, you know, I kind of have a little rhythm, right? I have a way that I like to get everything set up and be ready to go, and then when somebody doesn't pay and you end up waiting on that, it seems like it throws everything off just a slight little bit. So we opened a case of this, what, night before last, I think, and really had some very nice hits in it. And I'm feeling like that we're going to get some good stuff out of here again tonight. And then, of course, on top of that, Prizm right behind this. So basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to get, there's so much packaging in this, I'm going to get everything out of all, of course we've already got it out of the master boxes. Now we're going to get everything out of the mini boxes. And then once we get it all out of the mini boxes, we will take a look at it and see what's what. So one thing I can tell you, because I just saw it go by there, is that we're going to have a Panini rewards point come up. And basically those replace one of our hits. So you can already count on that. And it will be awarded by way of random. So when we get to the end of the break, we'll cut and paste all of the team names. We'll put them all into random.org and we'll hit random. We'll really just randomize once, and then whatever team ends up on the top there at that point, we'll get that rewards point card. Hopefully we're going to have just the one, but honestly, you never know. Sometimes Panini sneaks other ones in there on you. Fly, Eagles, fly. Who do I think is winning the Super Bowl, he says. Well, all right, you guys know I'm a huge Steelers fan, so I've got to say my Steelers. You know, as long as we're still in there and still have a chance, I'm going to say my Steelers. Now, if we get knocked out, then we'll have to go from there. But for now, sticking with the black and gold. But oh boy, how about all the how about all the gossip coming out today out of New England, right? Holy cow, did not expect all of that. I mean, you gathered that there was a little bit of tension. There had to be, because Tom Brady's little guru trainer guy had been banned from the building by Belichick earlier in the season, and that was already established and known. So I think you could presume from that there was a little rumbling from within at the Patriots, but I really didn't have any idea that it was as much as it is. If you haven't read that ESPN article, you should go look that up. Google that. Read that. It's interesting. And it was Brady who forced him to get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo. Because, you know, everybody kind of thought, man, they really didn't get a whole lot in return for him. That's kind of weird, but I think the consensus was basically, hey, they may not be able to re-sign him. He's going to be a free agent, and they figured getting something for him was better than getting nothing for him. I think that's just kind of the working theory everybody had. Because, I mean, all they got was a second-round pick, and clearly the guy's, you know, good. And, yeah, so no, not the case. Tom sent him packing. Basically, Belichick wanted to keep him. Brady wanted to get rid of him. And Robert Kraft sided with Brady over Belichick. So, go figure. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. Alrighty. Let's, actually, you know what? We may as well just get all this stuff out of the plastic tube before we start looking, and then we'll be ready to go all at once. So, I mean, seriously, this is so much packaging for so few cards. The master boxes, the mini boxes, then the plastic within the mini boxes. I mean, whew. I like the stripped down design. I would prefer that we not have quite so many pieces of plastic and cardboard and whatnot to open, but yet we do. So there you go. Shipping for this, for Absolute, and also for Prizm, most likely will be either Monday or Tuesday. It's being Friday night. Of course, no mail ever on Sundays. I don't think that I can possibly get this out tomorrow on Saturday. Post office always has short hours on Saturday. So I think that that's going to put us into Monday or Tuesday for this. If you're in that totally certified break that I was talking about earlier, that 32-box 4-case break, I still am hoping that we can do that tomorrow night, Saturday night. If you saw the spreadsheet, there's what, probably half dozen teams or so left to sell. And I'm hoping, of course, that offers will come in on eBay and those will get sold and we can get them out the door and break it tomorrow night. But obviously, I have to wait and see what happens with that. But if you're in that, I will send you a message when we break it. So, you know, you may get the message only an hour or two ahead of time, but that's kind of the plan at the moment. If I can sell the rest of those teams, is to break it tomorrow night. Finally, everything is out of the wrappers. We're going to start off for the Jazz with Alec Burks to 199. Oh, this is a nice one. Little Markelle Fultz for the 76ers, numbered to 25. Nice two-color patch over on one side and the ball and the other. There is a little bit of chipping down here in the lower right corner. For some reason, the light on these cards, when they have a dark edge along the bottom, for some reason it's kind of hard to see these. I don't really know why that is, but it is. So this is to 199 on the Sterling Brown. So just for the most part, guys, these are going to have some chipping along edges and corners. Pretty much virtually all of them. This is to 99 on the Jawan Evans for the Clippers. That's just how they come out of the pack. Justin Patton, that's to 199 for the T-Wolves. Fly Eagles Fly is asking me what I think about Gruden. I think being paid $100 million for 10 years would get me out of retirement too. That's what I think. Kyle Korver to 99 for the Cavs. Sticker auto. Jameer Nelson to 199 for the Nuggets. Another nice low number to 25, Jason Tatum. And you've got two of the patches are two color. A nice piece of the basketball there in the middle with some writing on it. Once again, I do see, particularly in that lower right, you can see a little bit of chipping on there. But as a whole, that is a very nice little hit for the Celts with the Tatum. De'Aaron Fox to 199 for the Kings. Frank Mason for the Kings to 199. That's a piece of the basketball. Jonathan Isaac to 199 for the Magic. So far, all of these have been sticker autos. We haven't had any on-card autos yet. Our Panini Rewards point, saw the edge of that earlier, 600 points. We're going to set it aside and figure out where it goes by way of random in a little while. Dennis Smith Jr. to 199 for the Mavericks. Tools of the trade for the Magic to 99. Wesley Awendu, I never say his name right. And again, in that lower right corner, you can see a little bit of chipping happening there. Just basically just wear to the edge of the paper, right? I mean, it's like kind of chipped off or whatever. That's why they call it chipping, I guess. That's to 99 on the Lillard for the Blazers. Wow, you guys are just loading up on this if you have Magic. Here's Wesley again, and is that the third one for him? Or maybe one of them was Jonathan Isaac. I don't know. It's a lot, anyway, for the Magic. So there's another hit coming your way. For the Nuggets, that is numbered to 199 as well with the Wilson Chandler. And Michael Cooper to 25 for the Lakers. You know what? We pulled a Michael Cooper for the Lakers out of the last case as well. Also numbered to 25. So apparently, you know, hey, we're just going to get all the Michael Coopers, right? Spurs to 199, Danny Green. Anthony Schneider says you'll take the Celtics for 160. You have the Kings, and can I invoice you? Yes, I can. What I would need you to do is to type your email address there into chat, and then when we finish this break, I will log into PayPal and invoice you. That's assuming that the other guy hasn't paid. I'll have to check that first, but I'm going to assume he hasn't. Nick Kalina for the Knicks, numbered 225 as well. Couple of two-color patches, piece of the basketball, same as the others. The chipping noticeable more so in the lower right than anywhere else. This is to 199 for the Hornets with the Frank Kaminsky. Jason Terry to 25 for the Milwaukee Bucks. A little Donovan Mitchell to 199 for the Jazz. I was hoping that was going to be signed, but no such luck on that. Another points card, so that means two of our hits have been replaced with points cards out of here so far. This is to 199 for the Celtics, the Gordon Hayward relic. Jordan Bell for the Warriors to straight up 99. Couple pieces of the basketball and a couple of pieces of fabric. For the Spurs to 199, we have LaMarcus Aldridge. Kyle Korver to 10. And didn't we pull Kyle Korver just a minute ago? Like at the beginning of the break? I mean, I know we're going to recap it, but I just have to look because I think we did. Yeah, we did. To 99. And now we're pulling him again to 10. So, gosh, Celtics, I hope you like Kyle Korver because, yeah, got a pair. Derek White to 199. Oh, I see a nice one coming for the Spurs. I see a really nice one coming. Oh, look at that. That's sweet. There's your Donovan Mitchell to 25 for the Jazz. Do see a little chipping in the both lower right and left, more so left than right on this one. But that Donovan Mitchell, that is a sweet, sweet little hit. Sticker auto, you've got 4 patches there. 3 of the 4 are 2 color, a couple pieces of the basketball, and overall that is a nice hit. And then to 99, I have Wesley Matthews for the Mavericks. Then we have Dwayne Bacon for the Hornets to 99. And I don't know why the bottom part of that card is so hard to see. I can't get that at any angle that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know why that is, but there you go. Andrew Wiggins, T-Wolves to 199. That's game-worn warm-ups. We have a few of those game-worn warm-ups in here. Dave Cowens for the Celtics, Blast from the Past to 49. Jokic to 199 for the Nuggets. Frank Jackson to 25 for the Pelicans. So we've had several nice low numbers. Once again, maybe a little bit of chipping down there on that edge. Couple of patches, one of them 3 color, one of them 2, and then the piece of the basketball as well for Nola. Bam Adebayo to 199 for the Heat. And so far, this is the only one we've pulled like this. This is an on-card auto. Frank Mason. Looks like that says to 99 for the Sacramento Kings. Get that in there. We've still got a case hit and 2 more things to look at, and then all of our uncirculated cards back there. 210, Hassan Whiteside, 3-color patch. Really nice looking patch there for the Heat. And a thicker card than some of our others. Pistons, numbered to 49 with the Bob Lanier. And our case hit for our glass card is Jimmy Butler. So, of course, I am going to go to the checklist and verify that, but we all know Jimmy Butler is currently a Timberwolf. I cannot imagine that he would be anything other than the T-Wolves on the checklist, but you never know. So we'll go check. We'll make certain that they have him on there as a T-Wolf. And let's look first at our uncirculated cards. Then we will recap our hits. We'll verify our redemption and award our rewards points. Aaron Gordon for the Magic. Kawhi Leonard for the Spurs. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope for the Lakers. James Harden, Rockets. For the Thunder, Paul George. Tony Bradley, Jazz. Aaron Gordon for the Magic. We have run across a few of those uncirculated that actually are numbered. Not very many of them, but we have seen a couple of them. So there are some numbered ones that exist in here. DeAndre Jordan for the Clippers. Frank Jackson for Nola. TJ Leaf, Pacers. De'Aaron Fox for the Kings. Markelle for the Sixers. Derrick Rose, Cavs. Dragic for the Heat. John Collins, Hawks. Tyler Lydon, Nuggets. DJ Wilson for the Bucks. Isaiah Thomas, Cavs. Still weird seeing him in that uniform for me. John Collins again for the Hawks. And Justin Jackson for the Kings. All right, so let me slide all of this over here. And then let's go do our housekeeping. I'm going to put both of our rewards points in sleeves, and that's not because they need to be protected in shipping, but because I want to be able to write on them so I can write what team they go to and not have to worry about writing on the card itself. But first we're going to go look up the Jimmy Butler redemption here. That's for the glass card, that etched crystal that I mentioned to you at the top of the break, our case hit. Let me just get the Panini website brought up here real quickly. And we'll take a look at it. I guess I need to bring you along with me, don't I? You can't really see it if I don't change what you're looking at, can you? So now let's try this again. I'm just going to double check, and yeah, okay, good. I want to make sure I had you on the same page I was on. Every once in a while I forget to change that over. Fortunately, not often, but occasionally. All right, Absolute. I can't get my mouse to cooperate. I think I need to change the batteries in it. No, I just hit the wrong thing. Glass. And what card number is that? Number 16 for Mr. Jimmy Butler. And there he is as a Minnesota Timberwolf, as we expected. So that much is done. Now, while I've got you with me, we're going to go ahead and move this over to random and get this set up. I'll bring you along with me as well while I go to the spreadsheet. We'll cut and paste the teams. And here's what we'll do, guys. There's 30 teams in here, so I don't see any reason to do random multiple times. I think we can do random once, and that ought to be sufficient. What we will do is take the top two teams. Let me just scroll up so you can see there that everything was, in fact, dropped in there. So we're going to take the top two teams. Whoever comes up in position number 1 will get the 600-point card. Whatever team comes up in position number 2 will get the 250 points card. And I don't know what I did down there. I may as well just X that out. And here we go. So that's going to be the Spurs with the 600 points, and the Cavaliers will get the 250 points. And we'll scroll down there. There you can see our timestamp and all that jazz. Of course, you watch me do it live, so you kind of know anyway. But, yeah, it's just better to do it like that, I think. So Spurs and Cavs, let me write that on here. And then we can recap this. And once again, I'm expecting that this will ship out to you Monday or Tuesday, all the stuff that we've pulled tonight. So we may as well start with recapping these. 250 points replaced to hit goes to the Cavs by way of random. 600 points replaced to hit goes to the Spurs by way of random. The etched crystal glass redemption there to the T-Wolves. Poor Jimmy Butler on it. We will then recap our materials, and then we'll do the autograph set after that. And I'm not reading off all the numbers and everything on these guys. We did all that, of course, the first time, but this is just another quick little view for anybody who maybe jumps in and out, or you are watching it on the delayed broadcast and you just want to skip to the end and see the good part. That's all right, too. We all do that. Keep in mind, if you did not hear me say this earlier, a lot of these do have varying degrees of wear to their edges and corners, chipping and such, and that's how they come out of the pack. Most of you probably know that, but sometimes somebody might be new to breaking and not know that things don't come out of the pack exactly perfect. Most of the time, they don't. And so I think it's always worth mentioning. And of course, anytime you want to see a card at a different angle or see it better or something, just shoot it into chat, and I'm always happy to take the time to do that. And if you can't see chat, I think it's because you have to be logged into YouTube, from what I'm told. So if you're watching the break live and you cannot see chat, just log into YouTube, and that should get you caught up, get you involved in that way. And I see over there that Jason came back and said he would pay the $162.50 bid amount on the Celtics, and right below that I see Anthony told him that it was all his at that. So I guess that means that Jason, you're going to be taking the Celtics home, assuming that it's unpaid, which I will check in a minute. So Jason, if you can let me know either what team you have tonight, or what your eBay user ID is, or something like that, I can pull your email off of eBay and I will invoice you by way of PayPal in a few minutes as soon as we finish this up. And then we'll get that all taken care of. You have the Bulls in Absolute, or you have the Bulls in Prizm, just so I know which place I need to pull it up from. I'm guessing the Bulls in Prizm, but I figure I better just double check. Prizm. No, Matthew, Prizm has not broken yet. This is it's getting ready to. This is Absolute that we're just recapping the hits on right now. And I'm going to check on eBay and see if the Celtics got paid. If it didn't, then we're going to invoice Jason. He's going to buy them if the original bidder hasn't paid for them. And then once that's done, we'll be ready to rock and roll right on into Prizm. So let me hang tight with me there for a second, guys. I tell you what, rather than having you just stare at blank space, I'll let you stare at this other spreadsheet here for a second while I work on getting this all squared away. So just bear with me. I'm going to make sure, first of all, that our original bidder has not paid for it, because every once in a while somebody will come in and pay something after the fact, but not very often, got to be honest. Most of the time, if they don't pay you, they're not gonna. And it does not look like he has. It's not a great surprise there. All right, give me a hot second. I've got to pull up PayPal to invoice Jason for the Celtics, since our original bidder did not pay for that. We're going to get that invoice out here, and then we'll be off to the races. I'm waiting. Oh, shoot. Well, that's all right. eBay is not cooperating with me tonight. Every page I try to go to, it does not have the information I want. Making me crazy. Come on. All right, Jason, I'm going to use the email address that you have here on eBay, which is a Gmail address. And I am putting that into PayPal right now, and it's going to come through as a money request. So that's what you're going to see here. And of course, everything else will be as it normally is, all the same stuff that is written on eBay about how everything works applies to this as well. All right, that has come your way, Jason. So let me know when you see it, and when that is taken care of. And let me update the spreadsheet to put you in there for the Celtics, and then we'll be ready to rock and roll. And actually, all right, so let's do this, and then I've got to go in here and find my little Celtics and get this done. Ow, good grief. I'm telling you, man, nothing is cooperating with me tonight. Everything I do in here, it just seems like I do it and then it comes back like it's weird and it doesn't fit or something, but I'm trying to get it fixed. All right, I think that's hopefully got it. And Clash Brothers, yes, Prizm is what we're getting ready to do. As I said, I'm just trying to get this last little bit cleaned up where somebody hadn't paid for the Celtics, and so I'm getting reselling that, and then we're good to go. We're good to start as soon as that's taken care of. In the meanwhile, I'll go ahead and put up the spreadsheet for it while we're waiting on that PayPal money request to come through. So this is 6 boxes of 2017-18 Panini Prizm Basketball. This is a half case break, and it's break number 4, fourth time we've been in it. Our team names are on the left, of winning bidders across from it on the right-hand side. Of course, you'll see the Celtics there with that special designation that it was a direct sale. The original bidder did not pay for it, so it has been resold. Jason is buying that team, so that's the reason we got started a little late tonight, as I was trying to give that original bidder time to get this taken care of and give them time to respond, and well, they just never did. So there you go. That's too big of a team for me to just leave hanging out there, unfortunately. And Jason, are we good? Do you have the money? Do you see the PayPal money request? And are we good there? Just getting our Prizm set up, obviously, while we're waiting. Yeah, that's, oh, maybe it was a different Gmail address. Let me see what one was on file with eBay. It was a Gmail, but I don't remember which one, so let me take a look at it here and I'll tell you real quick. Oh, yeah, it was a different Gmail that you have on file with eBay. So let me try again. I'll have to type in this other one. And we'll put this in there. All right, my friend, you should have it there, and I will, I'll go into the first one, which was at a different Gmail address, and I will cancel that first one so that only the current one is active, the one with the email address you just gave me. And you should have that now. Let me just... Thank you guys. I know, I'm sorry this is taking a minute. I know that's not fun. I don't like doing this sort of stuff in live breaks. That's usually why I don't resell teams and things, because I don't like having to do this. I think it interrupts the flow of the break, and it's just not as much fun, especially all you guys that did right and paid your bill when you should have, and then the one guy who bids on a team and never pays for it then holds the rest of us hostage while I try to get it sorted out. So thank you once again for your patience. I appreciate that. And I think we are then good to go. Jason said he saw it and he's got it, and he's got it under control. So I think we're ready to rock and roll. I got to get one. I already showed you the spreadsheet, right? Yeah. So I think we're just good to go. Good to see what we can find. And Jason, thank you for picking up that team. I appreciate it. Hopefully we'll have something good in here to reward you for your good deed of picking up the unpaid team. There's, of course, lots of base in Prizm, and a couple of autographs per box. Like anything else with Panini, they always say on average, because as we saw in the last break, sometimes they pop you and they replace your hits with rewards points. So that's why it says on average. Clash Brothers is asking me what ships. Everything ships, my friend. The whole enchilada. I ship it all. If there's ever a break where something doesn't ship, let's say for instance in this break, if it were that veteran base didn't ship, it does in this case, but if it didn't, I would always have that in the eBay listing right up near the part where it says we're opening 6 boxes of whatever or 10 boxes of whatever. It would always say in that area if something didn't ship. So if it doesn't have any notation up there, then everything ships. Kyle Korver, because what is this? Just a Kyle Korver kind of night. We pulled him a couple of times out of Absolute, and we're starting off with him here in Prizm. So holy mackerel. All right then. And Matthew, it is a lot of sorting. You are quite correct. It does take me a while. Tyler Johnson refractor. Guys, we're going to find a bunch of these refractors. Panini calls them Prizm. I call them refractors because that's what I'm used to from Topps. And I'm not going to call out every single one of them, because if I do, you'll be ready to probably lose your mind by the time we finish. So if it's a highlight player, we'll call it out. Otherwise, it's just going to roll on by, but you'll see it, of course, with the rainbow of colors. We'll find a number of these inserts called Emergent throughout. That one, of course, with Ananobi on it. Some of those will refract, some won't. We'll also find several with this pattern. And again, some of those can be numbered. A lot of them aren't, but some of them are. But yeah, one of the reasons, fundamentals insert, one of the reasons, guys, that I do break up a lot of these things into half cases versus whole cases is because I do ship everything. And for a whole case, well, A, of course, it takes longer to break, but I don't really care that much about that because I've done breaks between everything that we do as long as 3 hours, 3+ before. Dante Exum for the Jazz is our second signature hit out of this box. But the problem comes when I do full cases of stuff is that it is a lot of stuff to ship and sort. And of course, once you get above a certain weight level, you can't ship it first class. Then you have to ship it priority mail, and that turns into a whole other thing. And yeah. So that's why a lot of times I break up stuff into half cases instead of whole cases. When it has a lot of base anyway. A little Yogi Ferrell, numbered to 199. But I think probably the worst to sort for base, like the worst ever. You get into some of those Topps jumbos, like Series 1, Series 2, Update, stuff like that. And those things have, approaching 2,000 cards in even a half case. I mean, it is insane. This is numbered to 199 for the Knicks. And those, they take forever to sort. And it's always really heavy packages, and I always dread doing those. I mean, I enjoy seeing the hits, and I don't mind the breaking part. The breaking of anything to me is fun, but it is not always fun to sort them. Be honest, it is definitely not. But this is the back half, of course, of a Prizm case that we started a while back, a week or two ago. And this is the last half of the full cases that I had. Now, I've got a few loose boxes hanging around from a case that was split with someone else. So there are some loose boxes. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet. Little Caleb Swanigan cracked ice parallel for the Blazers, numbered to 99. I'm probably going to do some NBA mixers, and I'll put Prizm in there with some other products from, maybe some other products from this year, maybe some products from older years as well. I don't know. It's kind of what I'm leaning towards doing with the loose boxes. So that's a little bit of Prizm left, but this is the majority of it. This is the last of the cases anyway. Gallinari for the Clippers, that is numbered to 99, little cracked ice in the blue parallel. And the Musketeers is asking me any football open. Tonight, no. We had the autographed mini helmet and the autographed jersey, but we did those already. And then, of course, the rest of the breaks tonight have been basketball. There is, of course, plenty more football breaking, just not tonight. But we've got some more contenders coming up. There's some 2016 black gold, 2010 plates and patches, 2013 playbook. All of that is listed right now already. If I didn't say 2016 black gold, I don't know if I did or not, but that's also listed. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. That's the bulk of what's up for football for the next 5 days. But, of course, I list new stuff virtually every day, so there'll be still more contenders coming. And I've got some origins and some other odds and ends stuff that I'll figure out how I want to group those and break those. The helmet break was a Buffalo Bill, wasn't it, guys? Who was the player, though? I don't remember who the player was, but I'm pretty sure the helmet was a Buffalo Bill. I just can't think the player. The jersey was the Texans because it was Clowney. But the helmet, was it Andre Reed, maybe? Maybe Andre Reed. I don't know. Oh, that's funny. When he asked what was in the helmet break, somebody responded, a helmet. I assumed he meant what team. But maybe you did literally mean what was in there. If that's literally what you meant, it was a 2017 Leaf autographed mini football helmet. And I was not taking that to be literal, but maybe it was. I don't know. Anyway, you got it answered both ways now. Luke Kennard sticker auto for the Pistons. Well, yeah, Vasilis, that made me laugh, okay? I mean, that was funny. That was funny, but yeah. It could have been, though, truly, I do full-size helmets too, so it could have been a question. It didn't even occur to me till I saw you say that, but it could have been a question about was it full-size or was it a mini helmet. That's a legitimate question, for sure. Zizic for the Cavaliers to 199. Oh, and it was Andre Reed. I see some of you guys said, so good. All right. Isn't that bad? I just did that, an hour or so ago, and I have to sit there and think that long and hard about who it was. I just don't retain them. Once I break them, they just go right out of my head. For the Nets to 199, Rondae Hollis Jefferson. So I guess the Ball brothers are over in Lithuania now, and dear old Dad LeVar is now holding court in Lithuania. So I have to think that somewhere along the way, maybe your master plan has gone off the rails a little bit when you've pulled your middle son out of UCLA and your younger son out of high school to take them over to Lithuania to play ball. I just don't know about that. Seems like maybe the plan's a little off the rails at that point. Deonta Davis for the Grizzlies. That is a sticker auto. Pretty much all these in here are going to be sticker autos as far as that goes. I don't guess I even have to say. And guys, this is an example of obviously someone who's been traded. You see Isaiah Thomas is in his Celtics uniform, but it has the Cavaliers team designation on both the front and the back. So, of course, the card's going to go to the Cavaliers. I like to point those kind of things out because sometimes if you're watching, you're just glancing up and down, or maybe you got the volume down, or you see the uniform and you see the name. It's a player that you recognize as being for your team, and then you don't get it when you get your cards and you wonder why. Well, that's why. Sometimes when they've been traded, it still shows them in their original uniform, but it's always going to go to the team that's designated on the card. In fact, I have to sort these things from the back. I can't sort them from the front because I would have a tendency, just out of habit, I would look at that and I'd see a Celtic uniform and I'd see Isaiah Thomas, and my habit would be to sort that to the Celtics. So I have to sort them from the back so that I don't pay any attention to anything except the team logo, and then I know it all goes where it should. Draymond Green for the Warriors. That is numbered to 75. Excuse me, guys. I did cough into my elbow there. I did not cough on my hand, so there's no little germies on your cards. No worries there. Clash Brothers is asking me what's the best card I've ever pulled breaking. You know, it's hard because there's a lot of good ones. Obviously, a 1-of-1 Aaron Judge earlier this year made somebody a lot of money. So did a 1-of-1 Mike Trout make somebody a lot of money. In 2017, we had a Tom Brady to 5. That was a quite nice little hit. I mean, we've had a lot. There's a lot. Pulled some nice stuff for the Lakers. We've pulled Kobe several times last year to various things. In fact, most recently, we pulled him, was it out of Absolute? I think it was out. I guess it was had to have been out of Absolute, right? And it was to like 15, I think it was. Stan Van Gundy, coach of the Pistons, cracked ice to 99. But so there's a lot of nice cards that I have pulled throughout, well, in general, but throughout last year in particular, I was thinking of. Juwan Evans for the Clippers. Of course, we pulled lots of nice Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott as well out of 2016 football products, but pulled it in 2017. We just pulled a Zeke out of Optic the other night, numbered, I don't remember numbered to what. It was low numbered, but I don't remember exactly to what. And of course, out of basketball, I've pulled a ton of Lonzos out of various things. We've pulled some nice Jason Tatums and Markells, and most of our high-profile rookies I've had pretty good luck with so far. But in general, we had a pretty good run of it in 2017. We made a lot of money for some people, for sure. I don't really ever follow up with people very often. Every once in a while, somebody will come in and tell me, hey, I sold such and such for such and such. In fact, somebody sold, was it out of, I don't think it was out of Bowman's Best. It was out of a recent baseball release. Maybe it was Bowman's Best. Anyway, it was a Jose Altuve, and it was a nice low number one. And he sold it for quite a little sum of money. And he did come into chat and say, hey, I sold that for XYZ amount of money. It was pretty impressive. So there is, as you know, because you do this right along with me, you know there's a lot of money to be made in this stuff if you pull the right cards. Of course, there's also the sad times when you don't pull what you want to pull and you don't make your money back, but hopefully you make up for it on other breaks down the road. Rondé Hollis Jefferson for the Nets. It's no different, really, truly, than the stock market or going to the casino or any of that. It's really kind of luck of the draw and tends to, sometimes the odds in our favor and sometimes they are not. Of course, I say it's all just kind of a socially acceptable form of gambling. I mean, truly, that's what stock market is too, right? I mean, it's nothing, that's gambling too. You can say all you want about studying and patterns and trends and research and whatever, but at the end of the day, you really don't know what it's going to do. J.R. Smith to 199 for the Cavs. Of course, I might tend to view it that way because I am a little bit of a gambler anyway. I like to play the horses and I like going to Vegas and that sort of thing. Of course, I like breaks, doing them and buying into them. So I like playing the stock market. So I guess I'm a little on the gambling spectrum, as you might say, anyway. It's fun. Thomas Bryant for the Lakers. So we have a hit for the Lakers, but not the one they're looking for. I'd like to find you a little, I know you're looking for Lonzo, and I hope we find you a Lonzo, but really I'd like to find you a Kyle Kuzma. Always kind of have my personal little favorites out of every draft class. I happen to like him a lot. Another Zizic, because you're just going to load up on him for the Cavs. That's to 99. Of course, again, that's another example where he's in the Celtics uniform, but of course he was part of that trade for Kyrie that sent Zizic and Thomas and, was it Jay Crowder? Yeah, I think it was Jay Crowder was the third one, right? They got sent in that trade for the Cavs. Sent Kyrie and got back those three guys. Kyrie's been booking it too. He's been playing well. Clash Brothers is looking for a 1 of 1. I hear you. We just pulled a 1 of 1. What, did we pull 1 of 1 last night? We pulled one this week for sure. I'm trying to think if we did pull one last night. We might have. Sometimes I remember and I'll put in the title when I post the video that there's with a 1 of 1 hit. Sometimes I forget. And then I find it when I sort and I have to go back and change the title. Or sometimes I don't ever change the title. But most of the time I change it if we have a 1 of 1. Justin Patton to 199 for the T-Wolves. But yeah, I would definitely, I'd be happy to pull you guys a 1 of 1. I like pulling them. I even like the 1 of 1s that other people don't like. You know, the people that, like, oh, they don't like the printing plates and stuff like that, because even though they're 1 of 1, because they're just printing plates or whatever, but I don't care. I think anything that's 1 of 1 is a pretty sweet little pull, and I'm always happy to have it. Mavericks, boom. You're happy. Dennis Smith Jr. I like it. Mavericks had a reasonable buy-in tonight too. Wasn't terribly expensive to buy in for the Mavericks tonight. So I think you got your money's worth there. Let me get another pack of sleeves, guys. Be right back. All right, so that was, or is, our halfway point. And this is box number 4 right now. Just getting ready to come out of here. I wish they hadn't made prisms so hard to get this year in such short supply. I would have broken a lot more of it if I could have gotten a lot more of it at a reasonable price. I should qualify that. And of course, Revolution came out today. I probably shouldn't have listed a bunch of other basketball tonight with Revolution also coming out today. That's probably why the bid prices were less than desirable on Absolute and Prizm to a certain extent. But I didn't buy Revolution. I'm just not a huge fan of Revolution, so. I mean, I don't hate it. It's okay. It's just not my favorite thing. I haven't had great luck with it in the past, and I just decided I didn't want to mess with it, basically. Which is not to say that somewhere down the road I won't decide, but I didn't pre-order it anyway. Oh, we're going to find one of our hits right away for the Nets, Jared Allen. Nice little Dennis Smith Jr. refractor for the Mavericks. So is anybody on right now who's in the New York area or the Boston area? Moutier for the Nuggets. I'm just curious what your weather situation is like. I just obviously saw the Brooklyn card go by and just reminded me you guys have been in such a weather mess up there. Kawhi Leonard fundamentals insert. That's numbered 210 with our gold parallel there. The bomb cyclone or bomb whatever that thing was called, that weather system. Looked like it really laid it on him up there. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of Zizik. I mean, he is everywhere in here tonight, isn't he? He just keeps showing up every time you turn around. Nurkic for the Blazers, numbered to 99. Another coach, Billy Donovan for the Thunder, followed by Greg Popovich. So a couple of back-to-back coaches there. There is Kyrie. So what do you guys think about the Lakers? When are they going to get themselves on track? They're pretty far off track right now. I expected that they would be a little better than they've been up to this point. Jeff Teague to 199 for the T-Wolves. Of course, it's a long season, and there's still a ways to go before you got to worry about it. But I did think they'd be a little farther along than where they are right now, I will admit. A little Josh Jackson, because we don't want to go through a break without me having to try to say Josh Jackson together, since I struggle with that. That is to 199 for the Blazers. I don't know why I have such trouble with that. Josh by itself, fine. Jackson by itself, fine. Put them together, and I have to really stop and think about it before I can say it. It just doesn't want to come out of my mouth right. So usually I'll find about 100 of them and have to just say it repeatedly. So I'm happy we've only had one so far. I probably just cursed myself, though. Now the next 10 hits will all be Jackson. Little Klay Thompson. Tyson Chandler for the Suns. Numbered to 75. Purple parallel. Nice old Donovan Mitchell emergent insert went by there. It was not a refractor, though. It was just a base one. Jawan Evans again. I find Jawan Evans quite a bit lately, it seems. Whoops, I meant to set the insert in a separate little pile there. Here's Pascal to 25. Mojo, I think, is that pattern name. I am terrible with remembering the pattern names most of the time, other than Cracked Ice. But I think that one was Mojo. That they call Mojo, I should say. Our friends at Panini, who decide such things as that. Oh, Matthew says I'm right. It is Mojo. Hey! What's that saying? Even a broken clock is right twice a day? Yeah. There's just so many patterns. It is very difficult for me to retain them all. Plus, Topps calls them something different than Panini calls them, and then I've got to try to remember 2 sets of them, and then I end up getting both sets wrong half the time. So my UK Wildcats have been nail biters this year. I don't quite know what to make of them. I don't know if we're going to be, I don't know what we're going to be. We're very inconsistent right now. I know that. The way it looks at this moment in time, you got to think that a bunch of those guys are going to be coming back next year. I mean, of course, they've got the back half of the season to improve and get themselves headed in the right direction for potential one and done, but right now it doesn't look like we got very many of them. Justin Patton, T-Wolves, which truly I would really be okay with. We've had so many one and dones, and while I always like having them, and it's always fun to watch them play, it would be kind of nice to have some that stick around for a while. Yeah, CJ, all those will be sleeved. If you know, when I do these breaks, this is numbered to 75. When I do these breaks live, at one point in time, I did stop and sleeve all of those as we went. And it took forever, and some people got irritated by that fact as well. So I don't do most of them as we go. Some I do, obviously color and things like that, but of course you can't really see that I do this, but all of that stuff, inserts, the rookie refractors, all of that stuff is stacked separate from the plain base. And then once the break is finished, I go back through and put all of that stuff, which there's a lot of it, in sleeves and get it ready for sorting. I just don't do it live because it literally takes a long time. Ilyasova to 99 if you go through and do all of that. So over the course of the years, that is the way that I have figured out that works the best. And there's a mat over there too, guys. These are not This is Steve Clifford to 25 for the Hornets. There's mats over to my right as well. That's the area that I use for sorting. So it's not like they're being stacked off somewhere that is unsafe or where you have to worry about what happens to them. They stay nice and safe on a happy little mat over here as well. It just keeps us from having to slow down and sleeve a zillion and one cards while we're going live in a break that has a lot of cards in it. A little Larry Markkinen luck of the lottery. We don't pull those too often, so that's nice to see for the Bulls. It's not a refractor, but still, as I say, not an insert that we pull super often. And we have got Marc Gasol for the Grizzlies. That is to 199. Yeah, actually, I've kind of done both extremes, CJ. At one point in time, I didn't sleeve hardly anything in the live break, and I would just set it aside, and I would sleeve it all afterwards. And actually, that's kind of my preference, because it's easier. It flows faster. I don't have to worry about trying to keep everything right here. That's to 49, Eric Gordon for the Rockets. And having to get up when you run out of sleeves and that kind of stuff like I did a minute ago. I actually prefer, for the most part, to not sleeve it while I'm live streaming. However, Tyler Dorsey for the Hawks. That doesn't really work super well either in some cases. So I've kind of done both extremes. I've done not sleeving anything, and then I've also done sleeving at all as I go. And neither one was really perfect. Patrick McCaw for the Warriors. That's to 199. So that's kind of how I ended up at the hybrid, which is how I do it now. I just keep two separate stacks over here, so I know at the end I gotta sit here for a while, but you guys don't have to sit here with me while I do it, so we don't hold you up all evening. But I collect myself, so I'm very much aware of the fact that they need to get to you in good condition and stay in the same condition that they're in when they come out of the pack and all of that. I try to be very cautious in the way that they're packed and handled and shipped and all that stuff. So I know I like to get my cards obviously in good shape, and everybody else wants to get theirs that way too. So Matthew wants some Frank Nicolina. He's putting it out in the universe, going into this last box here to see if we can conjure it up. I would like to. I'd like to find you some. I'll try my best. I knew who you meant, man. That's all right. I can't spell. I can't even pronounce half the names. I certainly can't spell them all. I definitely couldn't spell Frank Nicolina. I can spell Frank, but not the Nicolina part for sure. So, but I knew who you meant. Old Tyson Chandler there. Oh, brother. I do not know how to say either name. Korkmaz? I don't know. That's to 199. It's for the 76ers. Tell you the truth, I don't remember seeing that before. I don't remember pulling that guy in anything before. I don't remember him at all on the team on draft night or anything else. I have a total blank where that guy is concerned. Do you guys know him? Was I just not paying attention for him? I don't know. It's weird. Joe Johnson for the Jazz. Numbered 2, $1.99. Another, there's a little Mojo AD fundamentals insert for my man Anthony Davis. Oh, Husband Gamer said that retail boxes, oh, you've had better luck with retail boxes. You got 4 Kuzma silvers, 2 Ball silvers, 2 Tatum silvers, 3 Mitchell silvers, and a green to 25. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. That is unusual. You don't normally find better stuff in retail at all. So, I don't know. Mark Gasol to $1.99. That definitely sounds like you had a good case there, which of course can happen with any of it, hobby or retail, but that does sound like an unusually good case. But it's like anything else. It's the luck of the draw. I mean, sometimes you open it and everything you see is fantastic and you think, oh, this is the greatest product ever, and then you buy more and the next time you open it, there's nothing in it. So, not nothing, but you know what I mean. It is all just blind luck. Lauri Markkanen for the Bulls. But in general, I would say that retail products are not, it is typically not the case with it being better. I mean, traditionally, the retail products are not at all better. They're usually quite a bit worse for various reasons. Marco Bellinelli. Yeah, for the Hawks to 99. But in general, Prizm seems to do better in basketball than it does in anything else. It doesn't do as well in football. I mean, Prizm is somehow uniquely situated to basketball. I don't know. I mean, obviously sorry about that. This just slid right through my hands there, that Tristan Thompson for the Cavs. It doesn't appear to be any worse for the wear, but nonetheless, it did slide through there, and I did not intend that to happen, so apologies for that. Oh, we got one more little hit in here. Matthew Dellavedova to 10 for the Bucks. Gold parallel. So, yeah, I don't know why the retail would have been better in that sense. It just, I guess, got lucky. Dwight Powell for the Mavericks. Yeah, Clash Brothers, it is difficult to come up with, there's a little Frank Jackson Prizm for you, anyway. It is difficult to come up with Prizm right now because they didn't produce very much of it, and they actually said at the beginning of the season, of the basketball season, that they were not going to be producing very much of it, supposedly because they didn't have the assets, i.e. the autographs, the stickers, whatever. We're recapping now, of course, guys. That's supposedly why they didn't make as much of the products, but yet they come out with these new weird products, Ascension, and then they've got Chronicles, which I actually don't think is going to be weird. I think Chronicles is going to be super cool because it's going to have so many different brands in it. It's going to have Gold Standard and, Platinum's not the right word. Titanium is the word. Titanium and Gold Standard and all the brands that they don't make anymore or aren't going to make this year. They're going to put those rookie cards in Chronicles. So I think that's pretty cool. But Ascension was average at best. And then there's another one coming up that, again, I would say is average. at best. I forgot even the name of it. So I would say, just, maybe they shouldn't have made those, and they should have made more boxes of stuff we know we want, like Prizm. But that's not what they did. So there you go. I think they have some kind of an unspoken rule that they want to release at least 1 or 2 products every week, because they do. I mean, every single week they release. It's not always in the same sport, but especially around Christmas, there were weeks where 4, 5, 6 products came out by the time you counted Topps and Panini. I mean, there were a couple weeks where my bill for my pre-orders was over $10,000 just to get the basic pre-orders in. It's like, come on, guys. Do you really have to jam us all up right there before Christmas? But that's how they do it. So what are you going to do? All right, guys. So a couple little housekeeping things here. First and foremost, thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you bidding with me, breaking with me, keeping me company in chat, and all that other stuff. If you missed me saying it earlier, I expect that this stuff is going to ship out to you most likely on Monday, possibly on Tuesday. Once again, if you're interested, this break that is left, this 32-box 4-inner case break of 2017-18 totally certified basketball, there are teams available. Anything that does not say sold obviously still needs to be sold. It is all currently listed on eBay as buy it now or best offer. I'm also willing to deal with you and sell it off of eBay. Save, maybe $5, $6 if we do it that way. I would just have to end the eBay auction, of course. Or you are more than welcome to go in and make an offer and do it that way as well. I'm hoping to break this tomorrow. I've got to get rid of these last, whatever there are there, 3, 5, 10 teams or so, whatever's sitting there. Have to get rid of those still, and once that happens, we will be ready to break. I will send you an email and let you know when it's going to break if you're already in there. So if you want one, send me a message on eBay or hit me up in chat and let me know. Outside of that, these are the other breaks that are already up and listed on eBay for the next 5 days. Nothing breaking tomorrow, at least not by way of eBay. Once again, hoping to get that totally certified done if the rest of those teams sell. And I hit the wrong button there. And there's the rest of it. So lots of fun stuff coming up. Thank you once again, everyone. I appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And it's probably cold wherever you are, because it's cold everywhere right now. So stay warm. I will see you again the next time. Bye-bye.